It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
Hey, honey bunny, it's Rivka Reyes.
This is Ron Wasserman, the nut that wrote Go-Go Power Rangers.
I'm Noel McNeil, and once upon a time, I was a bear in a big blue house.
It's Rav himself.
Paul Rugg, the voice of Freakazoid, and you're listening to the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
What's going on, guys? It's the Chronicles of Podcast, the 64th edition. Yes, I will get my hands up if you just give me a second, okay? Every single time we do this, and, you know, you just never know. Hi, guys, it's Chronicles of Podcast. See, you just never know when those hands are coming. It's 64th edition. Jamie, I do believe that these are the Chronicles right here, these Chronicles right here, the ones that are surrounding us right now, are the Chronicles of Raised by Owls.
You are damn skippy, sir.
Lovely stuff. Good interview. You're going to enjoy this one, my loves. Don't you worry about it. Jamie, I'm going to get in the passenger side.
What? Am I driving?
You want to take it?
Oh, you definitely just strap in because I don't have a license. Let's go!
Hit it!
Hey, I'm Sam from the extreme comedic rubbish metal band Raised by Owls, and you're watching Chronicles of Podcast with Jamie and Tom. Yeah!
So, we'll bring in that piece of resistance then.
Oh, yes.
Welcome to the Chronicles of Raised by Owls. We are joined by singer Sam of the band, who tells us that he definitely wasn't raised by owls. For any of those that were wondering, this interview is just full of absolute gloriousness.
Oh, this interview is absolutely phenomenal. Like, I cannot suggest enough that you go check out Raised by Owls. I am fully aware that extreme grindcore might not be everyone's cup of tea, shall we say. But for any band that has songs called You've Been Mary Buried, An American Werewolf in Bognor Regis, and Chuckle Vision is Just Drug Slang, deserves your attention, quite frankly, because they are incredible song names. And they have incredible viral videos, which are absolutely hilarious. Like, most people have seen the one, two metalheads spotting each other in public. It's the one that got their name out there. Cannot recommend these guys to you enough. Sam is an absolute genius, comedic genius. And yeah, this is just fantastic.
It's good. It all hails from his mum's bedroom. And we talk about crossing over of soaps. Preferably his favourite, which being Coronation Street. So we've had one guest about Emmerdale and now a guest about Corrie. So I'm waiting for the EastEnders and the Brookside and the Neighbours one still to come.
Brookside, Jesus Christ.
And it is great. We just have an absolute laugh from the county of Derbyshire. Raised by Owls, guys. It's what I want to do, apart from choke on whatever the fuck I was just choking on, is just get to it. I don't really want to waste your time any longer, to be honest with you. I'd rather just get into the cruxy, deliciously part of this absolutely wonderfully phenomenal interview.
I think we definitely should do that, sir.
Jamie! Any final words at all?
Just a massive thank you to Sam for joining us. This was so much fun. I cannot recommend you guys go check these guys out. Just wonderful. Hilarious.
If you know their viral videos, you're going to love this interview. Trust me. Sam, thank you for taking the time to sit and chat to us. We really appreciate it. We thoroughly enjoyed it, and we look to having you back on again sometime soon. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, it's Raised by Owls. Sam, really appreciate you doing this, my friend. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your hectic schedule to sit and chat to us. But just a question: are you in your bedroom?
Yeah, I am in my bedroom. Well,
you got a 4-poster bed? Is it a 4-poster fucking thing you got going on right there? That is amazing.
Oh, what there? I don't know what you can see. It's really zoomed in. Like, yeah, it's like quite a gothic bed, isn't it?
It's amazing. I wish you had like proper sheets coming up at like old school, like medieval times.
Yeah. I'd like to say I'm really cool, but I've just swapped bedrooms with my mum, so it was my mum.
I'm so sorry.
I am moving out. I don't want to know what's been going on.
Yeah, I was literally so close to making a joke. I'm so busy I didn't make it now, so that would be awkward as well.
Go for it. I think I was on a Twitch stream once with the guy from Atreyu, and I made a joke about my mum in that bed, and he was just like, "What?
What do you Brits get up to?"
Yeah. I think he thought I was very strange because one of the first questions was like, "Oh, what have you had for breakfast?" And I said, "Monster Munch," and he was like, "What?" Like American trying to figure out what Monster Munch were.
What flavour though, Sam? What flavour?
Pickled onion.
I do like hero.
I do like Flaming Hot though. Flaming Hot are a good shout, but pickled onion.
I mean, Flaming Hot's not really a breakfast food though, is it? So
no. Well, unless you're ready to start the day, abruptly.
Flaming Hot, Monster Munch, and a monster. I'm on the way.
Oh God, Jesus!
Fly through the day.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Coronation Street mug as well. We are on fire today.
I'd like to say this is my mum's, but it's not.
No.
Love a bit of curry. Love a bit.
First 20 minutes gold.
Exactly. Good job we hit record.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't say I agree with on the curry front though. Soaps have never, and also what really annoys me about soaps is that they have that person on This Morning that then reveals everything that's going to happen to soaps anyway. So what's the fucking point of watching it?
Yeah, and the magazines do as well. Like the magazines will just be like car crash terror, and you're just like, right, okay. I wanted to find that out myself.
Yeah, it's so weird. No other TV series has a guru that goes on other people's shows and goes, so EastEnders, this person dies, this is going to happen. In about 4 years, this is going to happen.
Yeah, it's mad. It's ridiculous. So, like as a metal frontman or anyone in metal, I shouldn't admit to watching Coronation Street, but I do. I can't lie. Like I watch Coronation Street with my mum because it's kind of the one thing we watch together, as sad as it is. So it's kind of like a bonding experience.
Oh, that's lush. Do you know what they should do? They should do soap crossovers. They never do that way.
No, I think they should. I think that'd be like Multiverse of Madness. Ken Barlow versus Phil Mitchell or something. It's like one of our songs.
Just wrote a new song. I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, like in Corrie, the sheep's escaped. It's all right. Someone from the, I don't know, wool pack has arrived to save our, because they live on farm. I don't watch, so I've not, never mind. Do you know what, Sam? I think we should get one of the interview, don't you?
I mean, if the interview was solely about soaps, Coronation Street in particular, I'd be fine. I'd be quite happy with that. But yeah, we can get on with it as well.
Let me just take my EastEnders questions up.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, basically what happens here is Jamie will lure you into a false sense of security. He'll make you feel all comfortable, warm, and like just, oh, this is cute, this is nice, with his little introduction. And then we're going to absolutely hammer the living fuck out of you with questions. How does that sound?
Yeah, amazing. That sounds like a cracking Wednesday evening.
It does.
Just before we get started, this is also a very safe space in the sense that you can say whatever the goddamn hell you like, so you can swear, etc. Just don't praise Hitler, say love Kat Von D, or say that you're a Tory because otherwise we're out of here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that sounds like a good rule for any social gathering.
Yeah. I wonder what would happen if someone did say that though. Do you reckon they'd beat the fuck out of him, or would they still? I don't know. It's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're good rules. I think they're solid rules. Say what you like, but as long as you're not a dickhead.
Yeah, basically,
don't be a dick. That's a good rule to live by.
Served us well so far. Right, Let's do this intro. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's one thing you know about us, we love metal music and comedy. So where do you look if you want the both combined? Derbyshire, obviously. Today's guest and his band have brought us hilarious videos looking at the ridiculous side as metal, as well as songs with catchy song names like Cliff Richard drinks from the skulls of his enemies and 2 pints of virgin's blood and a packet of crisps. Boys and girls, joining us today is a man who will not be accused of liking Five Finger Death Punch. It is the one and only Sam Fowler, because these are the Chronicles of Raised by Owls.
Hello, how's it going?
Hello, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
No, thank you for having me. I feel like a somebody being invited on a podcast. This is very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Well, first off, sorry.
No, go on, Jane.
I was just going to say, first off, on that front, we have to say a huge thank you to Tony Gaskin from Stage Dive Photography for this, because he sort of harassed you at a music festival about coming on here. So big thank you to Tony.
We were playing Beermageddon at the end of summer, and he came over and said, my friends would really like you to go on their podcast. Like, how do we go about it? And I was like, just message the page. And here we are. And then after me being useless for a couple of months, we're finally here.
Yeah.
You're a busy man. We get it.
Yeah.
I didn't take it personal.
I literally checked you guys out, and I was like, as soon as I saw the album names and the song, I was like, oh my God, we are in for a time. We are in for a time here. Guys, strap yourselves in, all right?
There's certainly a time to be had, yes.
Oh, absolutely. But I think that we should start with the really hardest hitting of questions that everyone always wants to know the answer to, which is, how was your pandemic season? Granted, it's still kind of here, but obviously no one's locked away anymore. So how have the last 2 years been for you?
Strange. Like for everyone, I guess it's been really weird. And hilariously, before coming on this, I was thinking about, what am I going to talk about Raised by Owls? Because we don't actually have loads going on at the moment, apart from just trying to write a new album. And the new album is taking ages. And I thought, well, I can just blame it on the pandemic, because that's still what people do. Post-pandemic, post-COVID, post-COVID fatigue, I call it. That's what's taken us so long to write an album. But our pandemic was actually really productive. Instead of kind of grinding to a halt, like I know a lot of people did, because there was nothing else to do, we kind of hunkered down and made a load of stupid internet videos. Which was cool. I mean, like Lee and I were kind of on it quite a lot, but the other guys were getting involved as well, and it was awesome. Like, I mean, don't take it out of context. The pandemic wasn't awesome, but it was. We made the best out of a bad situation. I think everything. All of our plans got wiped out, and it was supposed to be our biggest year as the band, and rather than kind of, I don't know, look at that and just throw in the towel, we kind of went, right, well, what can we do? So we wrote a load of videos and filmed them kind of separately as well for a long time, which was odd, and a struggle, but an interesting one, kind of creatively trying to make it look like we're in the same room sometimes.
Yeah.
So it was a weird 2 years, and then our first show back was Bloodstock 2021. After like a year and a half, and it was the biggest show we've ever played. So that was completely terrifying. That was like an amazing experience, and the show went really well, but Jesus Christ, I was shitting myself. I was just like, couldn't we have just played like a pub? Like for the first show back, like, Jesus Christ.
Talk about throwing yourself in the fire, like your first gig back after all these years. Bloodstock, that'll do nicely.
Yeah, well, this is it. We tried to have a run up. We tried to get some booked in to do it, and they all got cancelled. They all fell through, and we were kind of sat in this group chat going, "Is it going to be our first one back? Jesus Christ, really?" And we were practicing like mad, and we were like, "Oh no." This, like, because you can practice for as long as you want, but stage nerves and just being in that kind of swing of things, a few gigs under your belt prepares you for for things to go wrong, and you can wing it out and stuff. But when it's jumping in at the deep end with that, I think so. And luckily it went very well. But a very memorable first show back.
I could imagine, to be fair, yeah. I could definitely imagine. But at least it went well. It could have been worse. You could have gone out there, huge crowd, first set, like, shit, that was awful. Like, blow my voice out, streaming, snapping. It's like, oh dear. So take us back, sir, to the days when you were a wee boy. What did young Master Fowler want to be when he was growing up? Was it always in the world of music or something completely different?
Oh, no. I didn't actually... I don't have any musical talent. So that's why I started a grindcore band with my friend. I can't play music. No, that's derogatory to grindcore bands, because I like grindcore, right? But we were kind of like, we never envisioned being musicians or well, like I say, I still wouldn't call us that. I have always enjoyed making people laugh. That's always been a big kick for me in some capacity. But in terms of what I wanted to be when I was younger, I think I told my mum once I wanted to be a maid. Like, I wanted to just clean houses and stuff. But I said maid. I didn't say like, I want to be a cleaner. I was like, I want to be a maid. And she's like, all right, cool. Which is I didn't go on to become, but I think I'd have still made a good one.
If that's the case, go and clean your fucking room.
Yeah. Ignore all that behind. I'm clearly not carried that onto adult life. But yeah, no, I just wanted to like. My life was the outlook of my life has always been like fun orientated. I just wanted to like, as long as I'm enjoying myself, I'm not really bothered what I'm doing. I feel like a Labrador in a car. I'm just happy to be here. And as long as I'm having fun and I'm with good people, then it doesn't really matter. I think I might have wanted to be an actor for a while, and I started doing the school plays at secondary school, but I never got picked for like a good part. I was always like the cardboard cut out in the back that would just kind of shimmy on and stuff. So kind of rather than persisting like most actors would take a hit and go, dust yourself off, pick yourself back up again. I was just like, nah. I'll just give up.
Well, I'm a donkey in the nativity. Fucking hell.
Yeah,
I knew that were it.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick it up again one day. I've always enjoyed the art form, if you see what I mean. But yeah.
Oh, love it. So there's so many influences that you can see with Raised by Owls, whether it be metal music, comedy, sketch videos. Where did it start though? What made you want to like get that creative juices flowing, shall we say?
I mean, Raised by Owls in general, I've always wanted to do something where like sketch wise, I've always wanted to do stuff like that, whether it be like in whatever format, whether it be online or whatever. Raised by Owls happened quite organically, like it wasn't planned. As in, like, to the very start, it wasn't even meant to kind of go online. It was just me and Alex in his bedroom just dicking around. And then we were like, all right, should we ask Lee? What's Lee up to? Does he want to just, like, input on these? And then we had a few songs, and then we were like, well, should we film a video? That would be quite funny. Got this idea. And then it just literally snowballed. And there was no plan. There was no grand scheme. Never thought we'd play a gig. Never thought we'd take it live. We thought it was going to be like this bedroom album where we do a few online snippets and that's it. And then eventually we find like Mark and Toby and then we're playing Sophie stage at Bloodstock, which was just an honour. And then we we're going up and down the UK with it and we're doing weekly videos and people are like enjoying them and they don't think we're shit. Just weird. Really weird, but yeah, no, just super organic. Like it was just not planned whatsoever. And even now, I think we still wing it to an extent. It's like there's that funny thing of like no one really knows what they're doing, and we don't, because people will ask us like, well, you've got your social media presence down, haven't you? Like people say that to us, like, oh, you've nailed that, and I'm like, have we? We just kind of just make it up as we go along. and people kind of cling along with it. So yeah, it's odd, but lovely. It's really humbling and nice.
I kind of love that though. Like the origin story for Raised by Owls is basically it's a bit of laugh, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was like a happy accident. You know, I was screaming vocals at Alex's house, like when he lived with his mum and dad on like a Sunday. They'd be downstairs with like his nan, like having a Sunday roast, and I'd be screaming upstairs, and it was just so wrong. Yeah, but yeah, it was just odd, but yeah, cool though. Like I wouldn't change a second of it, but it was, you know, by no means did this become like a 5-6 year or even 10-year plan. It was like, wow, this would be cool if we get an album out this year, and then put it away forever, but we didn't. So,
and out of context, that would be hilarious. Can you imagine tucking into something in, like, oh, at least it's music.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as he's having fun.
They're enjoying themselves. Leave them to it. It's beef stuff.
They're off the streets. It's fine.
So, I take it rock and metal music could be something you were into before you got into the band and everything else. Like, who's like a big influence on you?
So yeah, I mean, like I've been into metal since I was about 12. My gateway band, my huge eye opener was Slipknot for sure. I remember being around at a friend's house, it'll have been early secondary school, and his sister had a load of CDs, and he was like giving me CDs to listen, like to borrow. And I wasn't really that big on music. Like I'd dabble, like I'd be like, yeah, okay, if something's on the radio or something, I was like, oh, that sounds cool. I'd maybe put a few songs on. But then he said, oh, do you want to borrow this, as a joke? And it was the Slipknot self-titled, and it was all them on the cover. And it scared the shit out of me. I remember looking at it and I was like, no way. Like, I am not going near that album. That looks terrifying. They look insane. I'm not touching that with a barge pole. And what was weird is I kept going around to this friend's house, and that CD would be lying around. I kept looking at it. Just kept kind of picking it up and looking at it and being like, oh. Looking at the song titles, looking at the lyrics, being like, oh. You know, I think where you're kind of almost kidding yourself that, you know, oh God, isn't it awful? And then, and then the next week I'll be there looking at it again. And then eventually I said to him, I was like, can I borrow this? Can I have a... And I took it home, and that was it. I was like, wow, this is tapped into something. Yeah. You know, it's very abrasive to start with, and you're like, I don't know about this. So the first time I listened to Cannibal Corpse, I was like, this is too much. This is too heavy for me. And then you kind of... you get used to it, and you kind of... And now I'm listening to horrendous stuff. But... you know, like proper noise, like toilet noises. But yeah, that was it. So Slipknot was my gateway, and you kind of go back then, and then obviously around the time, you know, System of a Down and all of that, they were huge at the time, and became, you know, Toxicity became such a monumental album for me. But then you go back, I kind of went back and discovered, like, you know, Metallica and the Big Four and Pantera and things like that, and kind of was like, right, I've found these bands that are current. I'm going to go back. And then around maybe 15, I tapped into the extreme metal side. That's where the Black Dahlia Murder, because I knew I wanted to go a bit heavier, and I was trying a couple of bands, and I was like, it's either too heavy or it's just not doing it for me. And then I heard the first Black Dahlia album, and I was like, this is exactly what I was looking for, like the perfect blend of melody and heaviness and extreme, and then that was the descent into that world. So sorry, I don't know if that answers your question. I went off a bit on of a tangent there.
We love tangents here.
Good.
We love it. We don't like when people go, yeah.
Yes.
That's who to work with.
Yes, I like metal, and they're just sitting in silence. Right, okay.
The Corey mug comes up again.
Yeah.
Well, come on then.
Yeah. Next question.
Yeah. Nope. Next question.
So you were saying earlier how this all started in your friend's bedroom, then you invited you. But how did you actually meet the guys in the band?
We're all from the same town. So there's a little town like on the edge of the Peak District, just near Derby, called Ashbourne, and we're all from the same town. So me and Lee, the drummer who I do a lot of videos with, he was in my year at school. He's been like one of my best mates for like 15 plus years. Alex, I was really, really good friends with Alex's brother, and then through Alex's brother, I became friends with Alex. And Mark and Toby, I knew of, but I was not, like, I'd seen them out and about in town, if you see what I mean. Like, we'd be in a pub and I'd say, like, I hope you're all right, and we'd have a chat, and then it'd kind of go from there. But they were a bit older than us, so they were a couple school years above us. But yeah, we're all from the same town, and the only way I describe it is, have you ever seen The League of Gentlemen?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like Royston Daisy, essentially. Our town is 100% like Royston. But there's so many strange characters. Like I mean, I've named the town now. I'm kind of like, don't shoot me, but I don't think like Ashbourne regulars would probably tune in to watch me on a podcast. So I'll probably be all right. I don't know. Fuck it, let's go for it. There's a guy who was on, I think he was on a Channel 4 show and was voted Britain's ugliest man. But apparently he's got a huge penis and he can fit 10 2Ps across it.
No way.
I don't know why that's
this information. What?
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't just get a ruler. Why does he measure things with points? It's so odd. But yeah, that's and I don't know if that's a rumor or what, but apparently, yeah, he's packing heat and a bag of 2p coins just to show you.
I never get to use it, but at least it's fucking massive.
I like the idea that he like, there might be a backstory that he can't use a ruler for some reason. So then, like, when he was a kid, he turned up to like his maths exam with a bag of 2Ps, and he's just like, how long would that be?
The biggest I've got, that.
It's about 8p worth, that is. Oh, very good. Yeah, really strange.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, there's the town is full of people like that, and it's I think that contributes a lot to our humour, because it's very rural, it's very strange, it's very kind of like misspent youths in this kind of rural landscape with not loads to do. You know, like that we're not in kind of. I mean, we're never that far away from a city that we can't get into civilization. But a lot of the time, when you're that age and you don't have a lot of money, you wouldn't do. So you just hang around like in this kind of rural village town area, and you made your own entertainment, I guess. Which sounds weird, but yeah.
No, I get it. I used to live in like real down South Wales, and it was exactly like that there. It was like everyone just had their little cliques, hung around in parks and car parks, and just drank and did weird shit.
Yeah, this is it. It was just like you go around someone's house, you'd go on the park, and that was it. And then when you got to a certain age, you'd try to get into the pubs and fail, and then and that was it. And then when you could get into the pubs, you wouldn't want to go in them because they were shit anyway.
I just love the idea that a corner shop's being run by an Edward and Tubbs. That's the best thing that I could think of right now. Fuck, I love those characters. I just love the idea of you walk into the corner shop and it's just someone going down the new road, Swansea.
Yeah, we didn't burn him.
You won't catch me with my trousers down.
Yeah. Well,
fuck, I love it, gentlemen.
And I don't think it's that. Like, I think the actual town where it was filmed isn't that far away from where we live, hilariously. But our town is very, very like it in terms of characters, and I think one of the weird things is when you drive through it, or if you holidayed there for a couple of days, you'd think it was lovely. It's very picturesque. You'd be like, all right, this is like nice. It's when you go out on a night. It's when you stay for a bit longer than 4 days. You'd be like, okay, this is weird.
Everyone just comes out, you're one of us now. It's been more than 4 days.
Yeah.
4 days never leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
So, one thing I've got to ask, because I've been so intrigued. Where does the name come from, Raised by Owls?
I don't think there was ever a real story behind that, which is boring, honestly. It was kind of like we wanted something to sound not metal, if you see what I mean. Like, we wanted something to sound like it could potentially be a metal thing, and then, choose something that wasn't necessarily metal, which in hindsight, owls are quite metal, I think. Like we chose the wrong animal. We should have chose a sillier animal because owls can be quite brutal. But yeah, I think it became like, I think I just coined it one day and then it became a file name. And then that were it. It kind of just started becoming like Raised by Owls 1, Raised by Owls 2, Raised by Owls Edit. And then we were like, okay, well, is the name just Raised by Owls then? And we were like, yeah, I guess so. But we did like other bedroom sessions and we had worse names. Like I don't know if I could say this on here. Are you able to edit this, by the way, or does this go? Okay, cool. So feel free to deem if this is to be edited out.
Okay.
But that's a heavy disclaimer, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's grindcore. I'm expecting the worst. So.
This is pre like bad news breaking, right? But Mealy and Alex once did like a bedroom project that was called Pint with Rolf Harris. And it was that's all right, cool. I mean, it's not. But yeah. But, so Pint with Rolf Harris was originally going to be the band name, and then obviously the news broke. But we'd had a T-shirt made as like a prototype, and it's so horrifying now because it's like a pint with Rolf Harris's face staring through it, which is so horrible now in context of the world, what we know he actually is. But at the time, we didn't know that, and I think it was like we were queuing for a ride at Alton Towers, and we were like, who'd be the best person to go for a pint with? And we came up with him. Turns out, no, you don't want to go with a pint with him.
Oh God.
So we canned that name very quickly, and I think there's a T-shirt living somewhere, but it's buried deep, never to see the light of day. So yeah, I actually wanted to. In hindsight, I wanted, or I would like to have called Raised by Owls, probably a bit more niche, but I'd have liked to have called us Pat Mustard, who was the milkman on Father Ted. and I don't know why, but I just really like the idea of a band being called Pat Mustard and saying we are Pat Mustard. So,
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't give any more explanation for that either. That's just in my head of like, if I ever started another band in a similar vein to Raised by Owls, I would call it Pat Mustard.
I love the fact you've had that idea and it's just sat there. It's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep reminding you of this idea every now and again. Just
yeah, just shelve that one for a rainy day. You never know when you're going to need it.
Has anyone made the absolutely horrific joke of, were you actually raised by owls by any chance?
Yeah, a lot of people. I do actually have a photo of me like with an owl as a school child, which I could probably send you if you Photoshop it on or something. But
that's an amazing.
Yeah, so it's like me in my little school uniform, and I've got an owl on my arm. So that was me being raised by one, is what I claim.
There you go. There's a claim. It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So what my first introduction to you guys was the sketch videos that we were referring to earlier. Let's be honest, but the fact you can see what is, let's be honest, the ridiculous side of metal. Because as much as I love metal, it is a little bit ridiculous at times. But have you ever got much like backlash from metal fans for it, or a lot of them like, bastards, they're absolutely fucking right?
No, we so weirdly, I think when we will make an observation, and a lot of people will kind of be on board with it. And I think one good quality is there is a lot of metalheads out there that can laugh at themselves and can laugh at the genre, because like you say, it's inherently silly.
Yeah.
Like when you look at, like King Diamond, man, that dude's hilarious. He's so funny, but he's so serious as well. Like he's so cool and he's so serious, but he's just, he's got inverted crosses painted all over his face. He looks mad. And it is inherently silly, but it comes from a place of love, is what I always try and push across, is that, we're not punching at a genre that we dislike. We're punching at we're poking fun at something with very much love and respect. What I find people get a bit salty about is if we go after a particular band. And when I say go after, that's never normally with malicious intent. I think one thing for me is that, especially with the sketches, I never want, it's never to demonize anyone. I never want to single, a person or people out. It's like we want people to laugh and have fun, but it not to be like I'm trying to articulate this, but like not doing it very well at all. An inclusive thing, but we can laugh at metal. But we're not trying to shit on anyone. We're not trying to give anyone a hard time, because there's enough shit in the world that we're just trying to have a bit of a laugh and poke a bit of fun at something. So whenever we kind of take the mick out of a band as well, it's more often than not it comes from a place of admiration and love for that band. We'll really like that band, or we'll be fans of that band ourselves. We did one about Ghost. And people misinterpreted that one as well, because we did like this ABBA and Ghost mashup, and they were like, "Yeah, stick it to them." And we're like, "No, we really like Ghost. Like, Ghost are great." And then I think one that I'll highlight in particular where we got a backlash was the Five Finger Death Punch one. People, their fan base hated that. Like, really? Yeah, which was odd, because they were like, you're just jealous that you're not like in fight, and it's like, yeah, hell yeah, I am. But I think this is the point I was trying to say a minute ago, is that the golden rule for me with any comedy is that you punch up, you never punch down, you never ever punch down on people. That's not comedy, that's just cruel, that's just mean and cruel. Five Finger Death Punch, right? They're like millionaires. They tour the world doing what people could only dream of doing, is being in a band as your day job. They've got an amazing life and like so fortunate, blah blah blah. So why can't we take the piss out of them? Do you know what I mean? And it was around the time. It was around the time that they did that kind of weird mask video, which we didn't play. We'd already written the sketch, and we just kind of were like, right, they've put this out, so it seems like strike while the iron's hot kind of thing. But yeah, a lot of their fan base got really arsey and were like, "I'd like to see him say this to Ivan's face." It's like, well, what situation would I be in to start mimicking him? Why would I go to like a meet and greet at Five Finger Death Punch dressed as him and start singing that song? I wouldn't do that. But no, it was really odd. And even like I was a huge fan of these when I was younger. I used to love Devil Driver, and the ex-guitarist out of Devil Driver commented on a Metal Injection post where they shared it, and he was like, "Talk to me when you've sold 1 million records." And I was like, "So, we haven't." So I took this photo. like, and that's a weird criteria for a conversation, isn't it? Like, do you think he doesn't talk to his mom because she hasn't sold 1 million records? But anyway, I'd got this A4 bit of paper, and I wrote on it in pen. I just put "Raised by Owls, 1 million records sold," and I took a photo of it with my thumb up and sent it back to him. I'm like, I can't believe I'm having this exchange with someone who I used to like. I went to see him live and stuff, and was like, "Yeah, this guy rules." And now I'm kind of having this weird tiff on the internet. I wouldn't call it beef or anything like that. That'd be ridiculous. But yeah, I think it's kind of like, the only way I can describe it is, have you ever seen on like Twitter where people like you like a member of the public will just defend a billionaire. Like a billionaire will do something abhorrent, and then they'll be like, "Well, he's and they'll make all these caveats for them, and it's kind of like that. It's like, well, and it's kind of like, we're only poking a bit of fun at them. Five Finger Death Punch aren't going to disband because we've made a little joke out. They're grown men, and I think they'll either see it and go dickheads, or they might find something funny in it. I mean, I don't know, but yeah.
Saying that, isn't Ivan Moody leaving? That might be why. You never know.
I think he's coming back now, I think.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah.
I just had that image in my head of like, "Cheers, Raised by Owls, Ivan's crying now."
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's either not seen it at all or gone, yeah, cool, whatever.
Yeah, like literally crying into his wads of money. Into his million album sold. Yeah,
so weird.
It is odd. I think there's a lot of people, right, who get it, but occasionally we'll just get like a video like that where people are like, "Yeah, oh, that's I'm a fan of that band. you can't joke about a band I'm a fan of. It's like, yeah, we can, but we laugh at ourselves as well. It's not like, and they're like, well, who are these guys? Never heard of them. It's like, of course you haven't heard of us because we're shit. Like, ignore that.
And we're from Derbyshire. So.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to see them go on a world tour. We're never going to go on a world tour because we're shit. We know that. But yeah, I think our videos are never intending to hurt anyone. They're always meant in jest. And I can't sit here and claim that we'll get them right every time. I try to be quite socially conscious, try to like go into these things and, like I say, never punch down, try and be like conscious of the world we're living in and people and is this don't want to hurt anyone's feelings at the end of the day, but I think taking it a pop at one of the biggest metal acts going is I don't lose sleep over that. But one thing I do find funny, sorry, I just do keep waffling on. You do have to stop me.
I know, we love it. So,
is like, I was thinking about this the other day, is that metal is very subjective, but so is comedy. They're both incredibly subjective. Like some people are very, very picky about their metal and some people are very, very picky about comedy. So us being comedic metal is just the worst idea ever, because you could like the music and hate the comedy element, or you could like the comedy element and hate the music. So we've kind of fucked ourselves over, which is kind of a weird thing that I've thought of recently. It's kind of like, shit.
Maybe we should release a serious song. Nah,
no fun in that. But what's funny is online, because I don't really look online too much. I try not to read I like to read comments from like people who, on our pages and stuff, because it's nice to me to have that engagement. When they get shared into like other forums, or like when Metal Injection picks one up, or Metal Hammer, try not to read the comment sections, because I find them a bit like, oh Jesus Christ, this is going to be brutal. But on the odd occasion I have, I'll tell you what's nice is like, because people as well with comedy metal, people will instantly dismiss you. Like they won't give you the time of day from day dot. As soon as you call something comedy metal, they're like, no, you don't laugh. Like, do you know what I mean? They hate it. And to be fair, for a long time near the start, I didn't want to be dubbed as comedy metal, because I didn't really see us as comedy metal. I just thought like, well, we're metal, but we just don't take it that seriously. I didn't really dub us as that. But we kind of obviously get labeled with it, and we're like, okay, well, cool. Like, it's fine. But yeah, I think like some people see comedy metal and they're instantly deterred. They're like, even if we wrote the most brutal song ever, they're just like, oh, I'm not listening to it because it's for whatever reason. But what's nice is sometimes a video will do all right, and in the comments you'll see like, I hate this band, but fair play, I'll give them that one. And I'm like, yes, we've thawed through the frostbitten corpse paint. We got through to someone, which is nice. So that's always fun.
So one of the videos of yours I absolutely loved. I was crying, like it made me laugh so much because it made me think of myself when I was younger. Is the one all about metal t-shirts? Your mom opening different packages of all these different metal t-shirts coming in.
Yeah.
Is that actually your mom in those videos?
Yep. Yeah. That is my mom. Yeah,
what 100%. An absolute champ. How did you talk her into doing them?
I don't know. She's a really good sport, bless her. Like I wouldn't go as far as saying she enjoys being in them, but she doesn't hate it. And people are so sweet about her as well. Like that's the one thing as well is we'll put a video out and people might bicker, people might get shitty. But my mum, for some reason, they don't with my mum. She's like this unifier of metal. Like she kind of, people really champion her, which is lovely. But she's a really good sport. But this year we've been playing a load of shows, and I've genuinely had it more than once that someone's come to the merch desk and gone, "Is your mummy?" And I'm like, "No." It's like we're just playing a show, and she's like, "Oh," like they'll be like really disappointed. Like, I'm like, "Sorry."
Oh, yeah, weird question.
Bring her on stage and just watch the crowd explode.
Well, I thought about this. If we ever get the chance to play like somewhere like Bloodstock again, or even like maybe like like Download or something, just bring her out. Scared. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Fuck knows what I'd get her to do, but just be like, "Come on, Mum, come on stage." Yeah, no, she's an excellent sport, bless her, and it's so. Some of the videos, like me and Lee have been behind the camera, and we've been getting her to say stuff because not all of it makes the cut. We overwrite it, and then we choose what works the best because some of it doesn't always work as well. But there was the Christmas list one where she's reading out what Christmas song, what CDs or T-shirts the son wants, and we were getting her to read the most obscene band names out, like real band names. We'd not made them up. We went on the internet and dug out like horrible band names, and I was getting her to read them out, and I just couldn't stop laughing. She was like, "I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that." And I was like, "Oh, go on, Mom, go on." And it's like you have to just do a product like, "Oh, go on," and she does it, and it's like, yeah, it was. But no, she's ace, bless her. She's and like I say, people. There's a relatability there as well. I think that growing up with your mum being a metalhead and stuff, and that thing. So.
I think you're right though, because we've all had those moments where our moms have had to buy us CDs or whatever when they're young. Like my mom grew up on metal, like Black Sabbath, AC/DC. That is all the stuff my mom listens to. But first time she listened to Slipknot, she was like, "What the fuck is this noise?"
Yeah, like it's funny because at the moment my mum doesn't have a car, so like she borrows my car. I've got her insured on my car, but I'll have CDs in that I don't turn the CD player off, and it's quite loud. So when she goes driving, but sometimes she'll just kind of get in the car autopilot and drive off and not realize that the car is playing music. and then she gets to like the shops, she gets like Aldi, and she'll be in this fucking fuming mood. She'll be like, "Oh, I'm so angry." Like, what is making me so angry? And she'll like realize that this like horrible death metal's just been blasting at her for about 10 minutes. So
I love the fact she hasn't turned it off though. She's just like, "I'm sticking with it. It's fine. I'll stick with it."
Well, the thing is, I don't think she realizes, bless her, she does this. This isn't even about metal, but she's just. Have you ever like seen, like the Sky TV guide?
Yeah.
And when you click the TV guide and then the things in the top right hand corner. So the live telly's in the top right hand corner, but the TV guide's kind of going down. Like 9 times out of 10, she's watching telly in that tiny box. I'll be like, I'll go downstairs and I'll be like, are you choosing what to watch? She's like, "No, I'm just watching Emmerdale." And I'm like, "What, in the box at the top?" And she's like, "Oh God, I didn't realise." I'm like, "How can you see? I can't see it. How do you know what's going on? It's like this little square at the top."
That's what you see. It's just like there. That's like face right up against it. Like, "Oh, I'm enjoying it." Yeah.
Got like these. "Oh, I've had to go back to Specsavers. My prescription. It's not right. I can't see a thing on this thing." It's like bulletproof glasses.
There's that other video you did, which was like when you see another metalhead in public, which I actually saw before I knew who you guys were. So when I saw it on your socials, like, "Oh fuck!" I love that video. It is the way they pull it off, like just everything. It's perfect. Everything about it is perfect.
No, that was a bit of we've joked about this as well. That was kind of a strike of gold, but it was like, we're never going to top that. We've kind of come to terms with like, that's our one. Like we're never going to get one that's as successful as that. We're never going to get like one that resonates with people as much as that. Like we can try, but I think that's our jackpot. I'm still really chuffed with how that one turned out, because it's for me that was super relatable. Like I used to do that all the time. Like in HMV, you'd see someone with like a Slayer shirt on, you try and kind of catch their eye and be like, when you're a lot younger as well, and you're like, "Oh, cool, like someone like me, and you got to do this. So it's and a lot of people say the same thing, but they don't realize it's us, which is crazy. Like they're like, "Oh shit, that's you guys." I'm like, yeah. But it got one thing that was really odd about that actually is that it got stolen quite a lot, as in like people would rip it and then cut our credits off it, like would cut our name out off the end and would put their own credits on it. And like at the time, like a lot of people were like, "That's bang out of order," and I was like, yeah, but like it's quite cool that we've made something worth stealing. Like, you're gonna look at it with a positive spin. Like I'm pretty chuffed that people want to steal it. So, and there's and I guess at the end of the day is like, again, going back to like being in a band, especially of our size and our genre, is that we're never really going to make a career or a lot of money off this. So as long as people are getting enjoyment out of it, who cares? I mean, it's obviously like I don't want to. I think plagiarizing sucks, for the record. I'm not like, steal all our work, and I hate when you see like Jim will paint it, who does our artwork, when people rip his paintings and will like put them on their own website or their own meme page, and then it sucks. It really sucks. But from my perspective, like, sometimes you can't stop it, and when it happens, I mean, we've been a bit more proactive now, that if we see someone using our video and they've cut our stuff off, we kind of we're not like a dick about it, but we'll send them like a message and be like, hey, do you mind just tagging us? Or like, do you know what? You just have to tag. If you're going to cut the end off, just tag us or something. But like, don't pretend it's yours.
I'm waiting for the Taiwanese or the Korean. How their news stories are in cartoon form. I'm waiting for that version now. yeah. Oh no, I'll be chuffed with that though. To be fair, like if that happens, I'll be like, oh yeah, ace. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. So yeah.
I was going to ask about the album artwork. You were saying, I was going to say, is it Jim Painted that does that? Because they are phenomenal.
Yeah, so it's really weird because when we first started again, it goes back to this kind of spontaneity and, snowballing that we don't really know what we're doing. I got really drunk one night and I emailed Jim, and I was like, keep it perfect. We got all these songs. And they were obviously about British celebrities. Been a fan of Jim Painted for years, like before the band. Loved what he did, and I just found it so cool that he did it all on Microsoft Paint. Just so quirky and amazing. And so I got really drunk and messaged him. And I woke up the next day and I looked at the sent items I kind of vaguely remember doing it. And I was like, I looked at the email I sent him and I thought, for fuck's sake, like, Jesus Christ, this guy's going to think I'm like some absolute dick. What? Who is this guy? Like, and by the end of that day, he replied and he was like, I've never done an album or cover for anyone. Like, never really felt like the right person's come along, but I've read your artwork. I've just had a look at a couple of videos. I'm on board. And I was like,
that's awesome.
Holy shit. So yeah, he did our first one. That was incredible. And he was lovely. Like, we're still in contact with him, still email him frequently. And then he did our second one. And he did our Christmas one as well. So yeah, he's very lovely, and very cool. And fan of his work first, and the fact that we're able to kind of collaborate on stuff is very nice. There's a potential t-shirt collaboration, but I don't know if that's kind of going to fall by the wayside with when I ask for album 3 stuff. But he's very cool, and he said something funny once as well, because he used to get a lot of commissions, and a lot of commissions were from like big corporate companies, some of them, and he invoiced us for the artwork for the second one. He's like, oh, hey Sam, here's the invoice, and I paid it within 5 minutes. Like within 5, because he sent it through, and I was like, right, dude, I try and do that as where we can. It's just like, right, okay, keep our everything in order. So I paid him, and he's like, that's hilarious. Like a grindcore band, a small-time underground grindcore band has just paid me, and I've just sent my 5th chaser to a corporation to pay me. Like this huge corporation is not paying him, but a grindcore band with like a small following has just been like, yeah, here's your money. Like, he was just like, found that really funny, which I thought was quite cool, quite funny as well.
So I said in my intro about your song titles, and you've just mentioned them when you're emailing Jim. They are truly brilliant. They're hilarious.
Thank you.
For those listening who might not be aware of you guys, are there any particular song titles you were like extra proud of? You're like, that was a good day at the office when I thought of that one.
I'll have to have a look at them. I don't know what they are.
I'll throw my favourite in, which is Rob Halford, Rob's Halfords, which I think is one of the best things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I think Rob's Halfords is probably is inspired. It's so British as well. Like, we could not take that over to like Europe or America, because they'd just be like, what? Let me have a look. I'm a big fan of Ross Kemp on Gangbangs. I do still like. I still think that's cool.
It was the Ainsley Harriott advises you to rub your meat one that killed me off.
Yeah.
Again, so British.
I think you might be right. I think it's Rob Halford. I do like, it doesn't get a lot of love. I do quite like Yelling Slayer at your nan's funeral. I quite like that. And I was a bit disappointed that song didn't kind of do more. Or we didn't really do more with it. Because I like the song and I like that. Yeah. There's a couple. It feels like I'm just patting myself on the back here. It feels a bit.
But no, it's deserved because they're hilarious.
They are fantastic. But I mean,
there's a couple. Oh, sorry.
That's right. Even Instagram used Owen Wilson Says Wow for a cat video.
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, Transport for London did as well.
Did they? What?
Yeah, official Transport for London's Instagram used Owen Wilson Says Wow. Like strange, just very odd.
It's still not even got any music. I think it's got like a second, maybe a millisecond of music right at the end.
Yeah, it's proper crying. It's just a sec. Yeah, like a and that's it. But they always cut that off as well. Like, talking about cutting things off, they always cut that bit off. So
bastards.
Yeah, but no, and there's a couple on the new album as well that I'm quite proud of. We played a new one. We played a new one at a show, and it got a big laugh, and I was like, cool, because I was like, hopefully it does, and it did. So.
It must feel amazing, though, to have those little wins where you say things like, like you said, about making people laugh, because I'm exactly the same. I live to entertain. I love making people laugh. It just makes you go like, fucking hell, this is exactly why I exist. But to have that moment where you say something and everyone's like, nah, you're like, oh, God, don't get an erection. Don't get a fucking hard on. Shit. Yeah,
it's exactly that. It's just like, there's no other buzz. It's very cool. And it's nice. It's nice to know that people find like my shit sense of humor funny. That's nice, because I could just be this guy who just rambles this crap and everyone's like, shut up. But it's nice that people resonate with it. It's very cool.
And Ainsley Harriott should feel fucking like proud that he's on the very beginning of the album.
Well, so when we played Bloodstock 2021, we wanted to make a big show, and I emailed his drunkenly again. Emailed his personal assistant. I found his personal assistant's email, and I was like, "Hey, we've got this song." I was like, "This is playing with fire as well. Like, here's this song that where we're using BBC footage that we've got asked to use." And his voice clip on a song, and used his name in a song. Like, I don't know where we stand on the law. I don't know if we could get in trouble for that. But I was like, yeah, here's this song we made. We love Ainsley. This we don't ever. A lot of our jokes never really come from proper digging at people, apart from the David Cameron one and Boris Johnson and stuff. Like they are pops. If you see what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But a lot of, even the celebrities like Ainsley just fucking love the dude. He's so hilarious. So I sent this email just saying could he join us on stage to do that song? And she replied, and she was just like, he's out of the country, but he wishes you his best. She hasn't shown him that.
No way in hell, actually.
She's like, yeah, I'll keep that one away from him. I'm not letting him go near these guys.
Yeah, she might as well have gone, no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I was really chuffed. She replied. She dignified it with a reply. I was expecting a blank. So
one thing we love on this show is people that use their platform to help others and raise awareness for charities like we do with Sophie. But in 2021, you guys released a wonderful cover of Stay Another Day at Christmas for the Mind charity. So where did that idea come from to do a charity Christmas song, and what made you choose that song of all songs?
So we've actually done 3 charity Christmas songs now, and it's kind of become a bit of a Christmas tradition. Hilariously, we might not be doing the one this year because album 3 has taken its time, and I think this year, personally, we've all just had other things going on, so the band has kind of not taken a back seat, but things have gone slower than we probably anticipated them going. So there might not be one this year, but for the last 3 years we did one. So we did one. We released one 2019 called The Santanist, which was an original Christmas song, like one we wrote, and that was raising money for Sophie, the Sophie charity, which was ace, and it was really cool to get them on board. We actually liaised directly with the charity, and asked their permission and spoke to them about making sure that it was done through the proper routes. The following 2 years we didn't actually do that. We just raised money for charities. I think the following year was 2020, so it was a lockdown, and we did a Band-Aid cover, so Do They Know It's Christmas, but we got like 50 metal vocalists involved.
Oh, that's amazing.
But it was all over like Zoom, do you know what I mean? It was like not at the same time, but we just got them to film bits on their phone, and then we spliced it together, which I'm still super proud of that one, because that took about a month and a half to get people involved and badgering people, and we really tried our luck with big bands, and some of it worked out, some of it didn't, and that was I think that was for Crisis. I can't remember who it was for. I think it was for a homeless charity, I think, because obviously COVID and stuff around that was. I'm sure it was Crisis that we did that one for. And then we did Stay Another Day for Mind. Again, another year where I think people's mental health had taken a tumble. We were trying to kind of choose charities that resonated with something important for us as well, like homelessness, like poverty in the UK. We shouldn't be in a position where people, especially like children as well, should not be in poverty in the UK. It's ridiculous. And then mental health, really important. So Mind and Sophie, obviously, Sophie's for various reasons. Sophie's very important for metalheads and everything like that, about being able to be yourself without prejudice. I can't remember what fucking point I was making now. Waffling on so much that so yeah, we always wanted to do something that felt relevant that year, I think, as well, what was brought, and do something good, especially around Christmas, because Christmas is a weird, you resonate, you kind of would associate Christmas with happy and good times, but it's not for everyone, kind of thing.
No,
and I guess that's always the message. But we want to do something fun and raise awareness at the same time. So the Stay Another Day one was funny, because we thought, we did the Band-Aid one the year before, and we were like, right, can we do another Christmas song? And then we thought about, I don't know, it just kind of happened quite quickly. It was like, well, Stay Another Day, so we just cover that, but actually not do a metal cover of it. So the instrumental's not metal; it's the actual song. Well, the funny thing is, right, we didn't even download a karaoke version. Lee programmed all of the choir, like he just sat and did all the song again, which felt like a waste of time, but just rip a karaoke version off YouTube. I mean, like, but anyway, no, plagiarism's bad. That's yeah, see how they like it. We thought about doing it, and we thought the coats would be a funny idea, and doing the video for it felt like a challenge as well, because the Band-Aid one was such a big challenge of getting that many people involved and then splicing it together. We were like, right, we want to kind of challenge ourselves again, but in a different way, because we couldn't just do the same thing again. And then that felt like a good idea, because it was a frame for frame remake. And I think we did release it where the two are side by side, and Lee has pretty much got it to nail it. So it literally does the exact same thing on both videos, which was awesome as well.
That's awesome.
But we obviously don't have the budget to do. We had a green screen, but hilariously, there's a bit where they're all stood and they're kind of spinning round.
Yeah.
Toby made that, right? And it's a pallet of wood with like desk chairs, like the wheels from desk chairs were screwed underneath. And then we had to get a load of rope around it, and like someone had to just pull the rope, and we kind of like absolute death trap. But yeah, that was funny. And the coats. So the coats cost us a bit of money, but we couldn't find coats with the fur, like the fake fur around that they have. So we had to buy big coats, and then bless her again, we bought a load of fake fur, and then my mum sewed all this fur onto the coats.
What a hero.
Yeah, so and then we kept the coats. and they're really comfy.
That's amazing. I love the fact as well, though, that because Staying in the Day, technically people say isn't a Christmas song, but I challenge them because I think it is, because there's snow fucking falling to begin with, and they're all in massive fucking coats. So, it's not a Christmas song, it's a love song, it's not a Christmas. It's definitely a Christmas song. If there's snow 100%. Involved, it's a fucking Christmas song.
Yeah, 100% a Christmas song. I back you on that argument. I think it's a Christmas song. It's always played at Christmas, so
Exactly.
There we are. The Christmas Council has spoken. It is a Christmas song.
But there's a question I like to ask every single guest, well, mainly musicians, obviously, for obvious reasons you're about to find out, is music videos, love them or hate them? Making them, that is.
I think I'd probably get skewed if I didn't say I loved making the videos. Music videos are a different kettle of fish, because you've got to make, it's 3 minutes and you've got to film enough content, and you'd be surprised how much content you need to fill a music video. You need to film a lot of stuff. If I'm being totally honest, I prefer the sketches.
Yeah,
I prefer writing the little skits because they're funner and they're easier and they're less of a slog. But I don't dislike music videos at all. I quite
Could you combine? Could you make a sketch music video?
We kind of have, I think, in some elements somewhere along the lines, where I think we had a song that was 50 seconds long and the video was 6 minutes. When we watched it back, we were like, "Oh right, this is we've really made this more about the video, haven't we, than the song?" But yeah, I don't dislike music videos. I tell you what, on album 3, I'd quite like to step outside our comfort zone, because everything's very in-house with us. It's very DIY. I'd quite like to get other parties involved. I'd like to do a proper professional job, but it's money, isn't it? I guess it's just whether it's feasible, and getting everyone in the room at the same time and making it work and making an idea come to life. But I do kind of like that process of having an idea and then bringing it to life. So
I love it.
So we've mentioned quite a few times about you guys playing a lot of live shows recently, like we mentioned with being Again earlier and everything like that. What exactly is a Raised by Owls live show look like? Do you implement a lot of that comedy aspect into the live show?
Yeah. I think we try, and I think it revolves massively around fun and having fun, and not taking ourselves seriously, but I like trying to make the crowd not take themselves too seriously and just kind of let loose a little bit. It's still a metal show at heart. We're not. It doesn't go off on wild tangents where we just start playing some polka music and we're all dancing around and stuff. It does stay quite, it stays on track of we will. It's a traditional kind of metal set, but I'll crack a few jokes in between songs. There might be little on stage skits that we indulge in now and then and stuff like that. But yeah, it's mainly about we want to have fun. And we hope that I find that sometimes it's infectious. So if we're having fun and we're having a laugh up there, then hopefully it spreads. And as long as people are having fun, that's the main thing. I'm trying to think of what we do at live shows that are particularly comedic. We used to do grindcore karaoke. That used to be fun. Where we'd get a member of the audience to come up and do our song about when David Cameron knobbed that pig. It was called David Cameron's favourite band is Pig Destroyer, and we'd get in the lyrics were David knobbed a pig, and we'd just get members of the audience to scream it. So I'd get a handful up, and then I'd try and ask someone who'd never done metal vocals before in their life to come up and do it, and get them to do it as well. So that was always fun. Mr Blobby joins us on stage, which is hilarious because it's our friend Jamie, who's in a blow up Mr Blobby costume, not a good one either, a 40 quid one from Love You Babes costume shop.
Love You Babes costume.
That's the costume shop closest to us. I think it's called Love You Babes. And it's got a fan in it, so it inflates. But as soon as anyone touches him, he starts to deflate. So he looks way more nightmarish. He looks terrifying. But also, when he crowd surfs in it, it just deflates massively. So he just looks like a used condom. A polka dot condom just floating along the crowd, which again is really funny. But some people are terrified of him as well. Like some people he will walk on stage and people are like, "Nah, I'm out of here." Like I've seen people walk to the back of the room and leave, and then when the song is finished and he's gone, they come back in. Which is
scared of Mr Blobby.
Yeah, apparently. Well, it's odd that he's obviously like, for a lot of people, he was associated with a lot of people's childhood, mine included.
Well, yeah.
And
I had the cassette single.
Yeah, yeah. What a banger. And yeah, a lot of people like love him, but some people are terrified of him. But some grown men just beat the shit out of him. Like, kind of forget that there's a human in that costume and just destroy him. Like, I'm like, there's been shows where I've had to kind of go, right, calm down. Like, there's a man in there. We've like considered
actually Mr Blobby, calm down.
No, he unlocks this kind of childhood aggression, and they're like, I need to get him, and it's Jesus Christ. Which is funny as well, because our mate Jamie, who does it, like he literally follows us around the country doing this, and he comes on stage for 4 minutes, right? And he literally has all the stuff of being in a band, like waiting around service stations, sitting in a van, sitting around at a venue, but even less so than performing for like 40, 45 minutes. He gets 4 minutes to get the shit beaten out of him in a Mr. Blobby costume. And what's funny about that is he's got a master's degree. Like every show I'm like, stay in school, kids, this could be you. Follow your dreams.
But talking about live events though, you played at Twatterfest 3 against Footprints in the Custard. Won.
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know really what happened. It was like wrestling themed, and I wore a wrestling mask, and then there was never a winner or anything like that. So I'll say we won.
Yeah,
they won. Yeah, I'd definitely say that as well.
Yeah, so yeah, we won by a mile. But yeah, no, love the Footprints guys though. I actually did vocals for a gig in Preston earlier this year, which was really cool. Put me out of my comfort zone a little bit. But learning someone's complete set was just very odd. It wasn't like, when it's your own, when you've come up with your own stuff, you're like, oh, it's quite easy to remember where this is and find your footing. But someone's stuff, you're like, oh, Jesus, yeah, this is completely alien.
It's harder to find your footing in custard.
You are?
So it's harder to find your footing in custard?
Yes.
Get out. Get out. I'm not podcasting with you ever again. Jesus. It wasn't a dad joke, man.
I was proud of that. Leave me alone.
No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
See?
There you go.
So before we start wrapping up, well, a question I do like to ask musicians is if someone is like watching this now and they've not heard you guys before, what's one song and maybe one video that you'd recommend people to go check out? Something that's like a perfect example of what you guys are about.
So a song, maybe Cult of David Dickinson. I would tell because it's stupid. The music video is stupid. It's just like a lyric video, but it's loads of it like David Dickinson footage. But I think that song is like, you take the stupid lyrics away from that, and that could hold up as like a proper band song. Like, wow, a proper band could have made this. If only they had. And I think that holds up, because I think that's what we always try and do as well. Like, believe it or not, we try and make the music something we would enjoy ourselves. Like, music does come first, and then the comedy comes over it, or the silliness comes over it. Like I say, we don't go into like this weird kind of polka band halfway through a song, like, oh, do, and it's like the Cantina band from Star Wars halfway through a song. We try, like, if you took away the comedy, it should still hold up as a really like credible metal song is what we go for. So I think the song would be called David Dickinson for that reason, because I still think that's a good song. And which, by the way, I'm not that favourable on all our songs. Like I've looked back in the past and sorry, that's my dog going on. I've gone Josh. Sorry.
That's not my favourite song.
No, I'm saying that there's some songs I don't like, and he's bigging me up. He's like my emotional support dog. They're all great. Stop being negative about yourself. Self-love. That's what my dog preaches. There's some songs I've looked back on now with a different set of eyes and ears and gone, fucking hell. Gee, that's shite. Shocking. I can't believe we put it on the album. But you live and learn. We didn't really know what we were doing. So I'm hoping that the next album is kind of, we don't have a quality vetting process, is one thing I'll say, is that we kind of, every album we just put all the songs that we've written onto it. And we don't go, should we get rid of that one? Like, nah, just put them all on. Bang them all in there. It would be all right. We had like literally none left over for our second album. Whereas I think this time around we're going to be a bit more like picky. So anyway, going off tangent, Cult of David Dickinson is the song, and the video, I do like the two metalheads meeting because I think it's so universal, and it every now and then it will just pick up again, and people will it'll reach a new audience or whatever. But I do like the Slipknot sound engineer one. I'd like, yes. I think pointing people towards that. I was proud of that one. That was cool. So my choice would be that one because I think it's an example of us taking the mick out of a band. But obviously, as I said earlier, that I wouldn't be here without Slipknot. So, it clearly comes from a place of admiration, but it doesn't mean they can't be parodied. Because no one can not be parodied, you know what I mean? Everything and everyone can be parodied. It's all about context and how you do it, I guess. And it's just, like I said earlier, as long as you're not being mean or being a dick about people or being just cruel for the sake of cruelty,
Also, just because I've remembered it as we're talking about it, Bartender at a black metal gig is one of the best videos I've ever watched in my life.
Oh yeah. The Bartender ones are good. The Bartenders have got a lot of legs to them as well. Like, we could do a lot more of the Bartender ones. When we probably will. To be fair, we're going to start picking up filming again soon because we've fallen off the radar a bit. I kind of just dropped off writing them and dropped off filming them, and like I say, boring life shit's got in the way. But hopefully, like 2023, I'm hoping to be like new album, new videos, get a load of stuff out. In fact, there'll be probably a video before the year's out. So
amazing. Have you got anything coming up that you can talk about? Any live shows or anything on the way?
We're playing London on Friday, the 25th of November, I think, at the New Cross Inn, as part of like a death metal festival, which should be really cool. And that's our last show of the year. And then next February, I think we're playing the Southwest Heavy Fest Winter Warm Up, right down southwest, as the name would suggest. So yeah, I mean, check our Facebook pages for the shows. We haven't got loads like announced yet because again, we're kind of knee deep in album 3, and the progress has been slower than we'd liked, but it's starting to pick up now. So I think next year we want to hit it hard again. We want to put an album out, put a load of videos out, put a load of music videos out, do a load of stuff, and just get everywhere and really hit it hard. Because especially post COVID, I mean, COVID, we made the best out of a bad situation, but I think now we want to we were kind of halfway through an album cycle. So we kind of had unfinished business. So when we got back, we finished that business. And now we have new business.
Love it. Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
I do. When you first started Raised by Hours in your mate's bedroom, I mean, did you ever think that you'd have 2 albums out, 3 Christmas songs, and be touring the country and playing Bloodstock? Did you ever think this is where you'd be today?
No, not for a second. Like never in a million years. It was like obviously pipe dream stuff, like Bloodstock itself. And when we won Metal to the Masses and got the New Blood slot, it's just like, wow, this is a dream come true. What I loved about that though, right, is I loved that we got the Bloodstock slot and we played Bloodstock the first time, and it was such a cool turnout, and people really reacted well, and the tent was rammed. I was like, fucking hell, like this is it now. We've this is it. Only ways up now. And it was so humbling. The next show after that, we played to like 3 people. And I was, I was so glad. Like, it sounds horrendous. Like, most people would be like, oh, fuck that. We we drove about 3 hours to play this like disused room to 3 people where we had to do the PA ourselves on stage, and I was like, cool, this has kept me grounded down to earth. Like I'm so glad that I've had that dizzying height and then got back to normal and been like, no, you know, Bloodstock are amazing and cool, but you know, you've got to put the work in and shit like that. So no, I never thought we'd get to where we are, but I think like we kind of keep persevering, we keep pushing, and we keep chugging along, and just keep having fun. I think one golden rule we've had is that as long as we're having fun, as soon as it stops being fun, we stop, and it hasn't stopped being fun yet. Like, so we carry on, and we see where it takes us. Again, it's interesting to see where we'll go, but yeah, very cool.
I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing where you say. I think it goes to dizzying new heights.
Oh, that'd be lovely. I'd like to get to dizzying new heights. I'd like to be dizzy for a bit.
Yeah. As high as possible, please.
yeah, really high. I want to be really dizzy, please.
Yeah. I want to be sick everywhere.
Yeah. I want to have vertigo.
Yeah. And I want it for a long time. No cure. I just want vertigo.
Even if I beg you to let me down, don't let me down.
Sam, before we let you go, any plugs, social medias, anything you want people to go check out?
No, not really. Raised by Owls, we're on all the channels. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. We don't really use Twitter, but we're on there. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. Down with kids on TikTok. And that's it, really. Yeah, just follow us on all the normal socials. Bandcamp, all our stuff's for free on Bandcamp. You can download both our albums for free, although most people just stream nowadays, but they're on streaming sites as well. So yeah, Raised by Owls, just check us out. And YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube, because we don't get as much love on the YouTube as we do as some of the others. And I'd like our YouTube to watch us on whatever you want to watch us on. I'm going to tell you how to live.
Before we let you go, sir, we like to play a little game with our guests sometimes, but there's a little twist on it this week. Because normally I've got a set of questions I like to ask, but I'd put into a few different groups, like Bloodstock group and Download groups, like that you were coming on the show. Does anyone have any questions? And they came up with the most bizarre questions. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use these for the quickfire round, because they are not something I could fit into an interview, quite frankly. So
right, okay.
It's basically, we ask a question, you answer it as quick as you can. It's as simple as that. So we've got from Betty Bailey. She assures me you'll get this reference. She says, please ask him what his kids' names are.
My kids' names are?
Yes. She tells me you'll get this reference.
Yeah, I do. I do get. I don't have children. She made a joke out of me, right? And so I was at a festival, right? And we'd played, and she came up to me and she was talking to me for a bit, and we were having a nice chat. And she was saying, well, my kids are at home, my 2 kids, I've got 2 kids, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, nice bit of like back and forth chat. I don't like, if people are talking to me about Raised by Owls, I genuinely do want to talk about them as well. It's not like some fucking ego rock star. I'm like, yes, keep stroking the ego, please. And I was like, oh, what's your kids' names? And she's like, why would I tell you that? Like, proper stone cold face. She's like, why would I tell you that? I don't know you. And I was like, I'm not a predator. I'm not. And I said something like that to her as well. I was like, look, I'm not a deviant. I'm just being polite. Like, and then she just started laughing. So she fully like made me uncomfortable, like made me squirm. So she was just like, why would I tell you that? I don't know you. And I'm a proper like, I'm not, no harm intended. I'm really sorry. I just, it doesn't matter.
You must have been the Blobby costume.
Yeah. And then for the rest of the weekend, we kept bumping into each other, and she would say, like, she'd make reference to it. So I think that's the lady. I'm hoping that's.
I hope so now. Yeah.
If it's not, what was her name again?
Betty Bailey.
Betty Bailey. I think it was Betty Bailey. Yeah, I'm almost certain it was. If it's not, then I don't know what the fuck they're on about.
David Roberts says, what is the best biscuit to go with a lovely cup of tea?
That's a good question. We did like a bit of a YouTube serial earlier in the year where we ranked what the most like metal biscuit was, and the most metal flavour of crisp and all that kind of stuff. And I can't actually remember what we said about biscuits. I know that Jaffa cakes aren't a biscuit; they're a small cake.
They are, yes.
Oh, that's hard. The best. What, to go with a cup of tea? Did he say?
To go with a cup of tea, yeah.
I'm not opposed to a nice chocolate digestive. It's a bit bland, but it's solid. It's solid, and the chocolate melts, and it's very pleasant. Also, when the digestive gets really soggy, but just before it breaks, that's
elite.
Well nice.
Yes,
that's the peak moment. That is, yeah.
Yeah, shortbread's nice. I don't mind shortbread, but I'm not a Tory. Don't know why I said that. No,
he's Scottish. He's upset.
Yeah, no, shortbreads are not a Tory.
I was going to fucking say.
Yeah, after eights are though, aren't they? They're definitely.
Oh yeah, they're definitely up there.
Yeah, they are. They're not pleasant.
Bez Morris continues on the biscuit train. I don't know why there's so much biscuit talk, but he says custard creams or bourbon creams. Which one's you going for?
Bourbon.
Yes,
bourbon. Absolutely, definitely. But I'm more of a bourbon fan for sure.
And last but not least, this one made me laugh. Tom Lee, which side of the wall pit are you on? Scone or scone?
Oh yeah, so that was another thing I missed out from saying about our live shows. So we do the karaoke, we do the Mr Blobby, but we also do a wall of death, which is the most British wall of death, where it's scones or scones, and you split the room and you run at each other for whether it's scones or scones. I'm on the right side of the wall, right, and it's scone.
It is scone.
There's an E on the end of it. It's stone. Yes. You don't say ston.
Yes. So, it's exactly my thing. If you take the S off, you say cone. You don't say con.
No, of
it's
course.
Scone.
And I say this at the live shows. It's not like I'm going behind our fans' backs and telling this breaking news. At the show, I will say it's the left. It's scones. They've got it right. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, but they've got it right. And I normally get a lot of middle fingers thrown at me.
How rude.
So, yeah. No, they were excellent questions.
Thank you. But I will throw in one of mine that I do love to ask every single guest when we do this. If you had a time machine and you could go back in time and give one piece of advice to yourself when you were a young wee lad, what might that be?
Oh, that is good. That's very good. Shit.
I mean, would you say that?
No, yeah. Shit.
I thought what he'd say. Look at the guy. Where the fuck did you come from?
Yeah, me holding my owl. Who's that? I don't know, man. Like stay in school. Follow this. This is a bit deep. Probably a bit like not all that like. Just like follow. Do you actually do something that you want to do? Because I went to uni and did something I didn't really want to do because I felt like I needed to go and do something, and I wish I hadn't. So I'd have just said, pursue what you actually want to do sooner than what you did pursue it. Because I wasn't in Raised by Owls until I was like 23, 24. Which is probably a blessing because I was an idiot. Like I could have been like 17, 18. Like I'd probably look back on what I'd have created then with even more like Jesus. I'm saying on the first album, like I look at a song and I'm like, that's shit. Like I'd probably have that even worse now, but yeah, just it's so cliche as well. But just try to care less about people's opinions who don't really matter to you all that much. Don't be awful, don't be a dick to people, but you spend a lot of your time caring too much about what people thought who really didn't have that much impact on your life when you had a framework of people who cared about you very much and were, have been almost a solid support mechanism. So listen to them and not anyone else. Which I think is probably one that a lot of people could go back. Also, don't run across the road on Saturday at 5:30 when you've been framed with Jeremy Beadles on because you'll get hit by a car.
That's oddly specific.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. I ran across the road because the ice cream man came and I got hit by a car. But I got a free ice cream out of it. You want a free ice cream, just get hit by a car in front of an ice cream van.
That's a life lesson there, kids.
Yeah,
be careful.
Yeah, literally. But I genuinely look both ways. The ice cream man, the man out of the van came into my house shaking like a shitting dog. But I mean, obviously, because he was like this. Bless him, he was like 70 years old, and he just watched a kid fly through the air. Like, poor bastard. I'm like proper traumatized. This poor old ice cream man. Keep saying van. And he came in, but it was a double whippy flake.
Oh, with sauce.
Yeah, he put sauce all over it. Red, which I thought was a bit insensitive.
Then I realised it was me. Oh shit!
I just scooped this up off the road for you. There's a bit of gravel in it. Well, I've picked it out. Do you want it back? Yeah. So yeah, that'd be. Just stay watching Jeremy Beadle on You've Been Framed.
Super.
Ignore the ice cream, man. That's my advice to younger me.
Sam, thank you so much. It's been so much fun. I really appreciate you doing this for us.
No. Honestly, thank you so much for asking me to be a part of it. It's super cool. Really honoured to have a platform to just chat shit and have a laugh, and it's lovely. And you know, thanks for everyone to watching it. If you know, and thank you both. Awesome work.
It's been a pleasure, Sam. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. But enjoy the rest of your Easter. We do appreciate your time, and we will catch up soon.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Ace, thank you both. Take care of one another and the loved ones, and and anyone watching, just take care of each other.
You smashed it out the park, my friend. So thank you
Cool.
so much.
No, thank you for having me. Honestly, it's been a pleasure. It's been like a proper cool and fun. I've been really looking forward to it this week. And let me know if you need anything from me, like pictures. I think I said I'd send you the one of me with an owl. So
But if you've got any preference in photo for the artwork, other than that, all good.
Whatever. Just any
find something.
Yeah, if I just put someone else. Just put Cliff Richard as the thumbnail. You're like Cliff Richard from Raised by Owls. In fact, one more thing is that me and my friend talked about. I don't even know if this is a band, but we wanted to call another band name. I quite like thinking of quirky band names, like Pat Mustard. But I once thought we thought the band name called Riff Clichard. I thought it'd be such a fucking banging name, like a proper riff-driven band as well, like really groovy shit, just like riff. We are Riff Clichard. It's just proper sludge.
That'd be amazing.
Incredible.
I'm going to have to go because I got to leave for work in a moment. So
okay.
This was phenomenal. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you, boys. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Take care of yourself, my friend. We'll see you soon.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What a fantastic conversation. I know it sounds weird to say, but I found that conversation so inspirational. Just guys going, do you know what? I fucking love this shit. I'm going to go do it. Like, who cares if people don't like it? I'm doing it. It's fun.
Yeah, you get to live out a dream a little bit in a way, because obviously you're touring, you're playing shows, you're playing festivals, Bloodstock, for example, getting your name out there. And it was all just because you were just piss-assing around while your mates, mum, dad, and nan were having a roast. Love it.
Fucking beautiful. I love it.
Isn't that how most bands are created?
I think it should be, even though it's not.
Sam, again, thank you so much, my friend, for taking the time to come and chat to us. We absolutely loved it. And we really hope that you guys enjoyed listening to it as much as we did recording it.
All right, is this thing on? Well, howdy doody, everybody. This is Braden Berry from Say We Can Fly, founder of Stay Cozy Clothing, your one-stop shop for the coziest, most fashionable hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Gosh, Mickey.
That's right, folks. And we're proud to say that we are now sponsoring
the Chronicles of Podcast. Ouch.
Hosted by Tom and Jamie.
Like, you can get 10% off, man! That's right, Shaggy! Just use the special code, The Chronicles, at checkout.
Oh, boy!